We're about to go meet our puppy. He's so excited. He's about to be a dog dad.
Here we go. Chili chow.
Chili chow. Mama's coming with us.
You're doing so good, you little Chili.
She is very brave but cautious. And she likes to observe. See? Look at that. But she's not scared. She's not scared until she sees Brixley, the neighbor dog, who's very scary. My first child out of wedlock.
Out of wedlock?
Lead us not into temptation. Just kidding. Trying to go for a little walk.
Chili, come. You want to sit there?
This happens a lot when we go for a walk. She just sits and she just likes to look. Miles has never owned a dog before, but he's doing really good and he's a natural, I would say.
All right.
Off to Chicago.
Chili's first road trip.
We had such a good weekend in at grandparents' house in Milwaukee. Yes, we did. You did so good. She did so good. And now we're on the way driving to Chicago to see our new home. You ready? We have had Chili Chew, Little Miss Chili, Little Chili Chooster Wooster. We've had her for like, how many days? We've had her for 5 days. And we've had her in Chicago only for a few days because we spent the first weekend with her at my parents' house in Milwaukee because we actually picked her up in the Milwaukee area. And that turned out to be such a good like first step because she was raised in like a family home with a yard, like a house, like that is where she was born and was growing up. And so her first step being to my parents' house was like a good, like she seemed familiar with that sort of place and thing. What are you doing over there? Come here. Come here. She actually adapts really well. She is very like cautious, and if she's seen, if she's seeing things that she hasn't seen before, she will be like, what's that? But she actually warms up to things fairly quickly. So I think if we came straight to Chicago with her, she would have done okay, but I think going to my parents' house first was a good step. And now she's a city gal. She's just a little Chili in a big city. She is very terrified of food bowls. Not sure what that's about. She'll drink water out of a bowl, but she's like afraid to eat food out of a bowl. So we've laid down a mat for her and we're teaching her to eat off the mat because she's even a little afraid of the mat. So we're teaching her to do that. And then eventually we will upgrade to a bowl. The amount of things that we have ordered and returned is unprecedented. My free money in my Amazon account is popping. You want to say hello, little Chili girl? She's such a good girl. So as for puppy proofing, we didn't have to do too much because, as you guys may know, if you've seen other videos on this channel, you'll know that I am an organization freak, so I didn't have to declutter that much, but we did pick up all of the rugs. So there was a rug here that's now gone. The rug in the kitchen is now gone. We also got rid of the rug in the living room, and this is her little setup. This looks like a lot of uneaten food, but she actually did really good last time we ate. We should probably pick this up and not just leave this here at all times. Try and get like meal times nailed down, but right now we just want to make sure she's getting enough food. So that's the state of things. I'm just cutting up her treats into little like micro mini treats because she's so small and I don't want to be just like feeding her a huge treat every time. I want to reward her for doing something good, and she does good things all the times. So we need a ton of rewards going on. Just the tiniest little bites of treats. Got a little friend in the kitchen now. We got a little Chili We got some English muffies cooking up. I made these. These are my first batch of anything that I made using my new stand mixer. Let me tell you, it changes the game. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with you too, little girl. She's chewing her little ball. She's obsessed with this little floof. Anywhere we put the floof, she'll just follow and be content. So for now, while I do this, floof is in the kitchen. Good girl. Yeah. Sit. Good girl. Go get it. Oh no. What will she do? Are you scared because it went on your food? Trying to get an artsy shot of you in your bed, but every time I squat down, you come over. I was planning on vlogging, is that okay? It is our first weekend in Chicago with Chili. So we're just laying really low. Oh wait, I should wait until the air stops. Otherwise the background audio is not gonna be nice to listen to. So yes, it is our first weekend in Chicago with Chili. We're laying pretty low. Last night we just had our neighbors over for dinner and she did so good. We had some neighbors over earlier this week or not neighbors, but we had some friends over earlier this week. And when everyone walked in, she kind of like barked and she calmed down very quickly, but she was like, hey, what are you doing here? And did have a bit of a reaction. But when the neighbors came over, she was just kind of like, what's up? And she really just like went with the flow of it. She was very chill while we were having dinner. Then actually during dinner, she like jumped up on Miles's chair and kind of like notified him that she had to go outside. I took her outside, she peed and pooped. So she's been kind of letting us know, which I think for a weekend to be letting us know. I mean, she's kind of been doing that from the start, I'm not gonna lie. She kind of like looks at us and like whimpers and kind of barks, but it can be confusing because sometimes she does do that and then we take her outside and nothing happens. So sometimes she is doing that, I think, just for attention, but other times she is like, hey, yo, I gotta go. So she did that while they were over, which was very good of her. And then we went up to our roof and just hung out, and she just hung out in the nighttime air. We even like lit a little fire that we have up there. It was like no big deal. She was like, yeah, we're just chilling by the fireplace, and it was so nice. Now we are gonna go to our local pet store. I think we can't like walk her around on the streets yet, so I think we're gonna drive over there. She has 2 rounds of her shots, but not her last shot. So we're being careful not to let her just be like interacting with the full outside world yet. So we're gonna drive over there, carry her in there. We need to get some more treats and we need to, she's very like teething-y. She likes to chew on things. And we have some sticks that she's been chewing on, but we don't wanna just like feed her those all day, every day. So we wanna look for a toy that she can kind of sink her teeth into. She also didn't wake us up until 6:15 this morning, which is the latest she's ever gone. She's been kind of like 4 a.m., 4:30, 5, somewhere around in there. That's what she's been the first few days, that's where she was. But now she's sleeping in a little bit, which I love. Good girl. You're a good girl. So many, oh, the windshield wipers. That's what she's looking at. She's like, what is that stuff? It's flying across the screen. I need this crunchy biscuit bedtime tea. What do you think of it in here, huh? Do you like this? What do you think about this? Will that be a good one or will that be a waste of money? Double leg stretch on a Thursday afternoon.
Double
cheeked up. How are you doing? You took a nice midday nap? Oh yes. She says, Dad, I don't want to go outside. Why you make me do this? She says, just let me pee on the floor. You guys pee in here. Why can't I? It's no fair. I understand. Chili, choose a rooster. It's your New Year's resolution. This is what we ended up getting from the pet store. It's a spicy meatball, which I think she is also. Chili is a spicy meatball. But this is so good because she likes like digging her tiny little teeth into like fabric and stuff where it gets stuck. And so this is so good because she can dig her teeth into it, but she can't actually like rip the fabric off of it like she was doing with the tennis ball. I'll show you. See, she was really going to town with the tennis ball, and she was like pulling off the fluff and then eating the fluff, and we were like, this cannot do. Hey, you want to see the computer? Bunch of boring stuff's on there. Don't worry your silly little head about it. Be so thankful you have no clue what Outlook is. I don't even use Outlook. I don't even know why I said that. But Gmail, you don't need to know what that is either. Today was my first day home alone-ish with Chili while Miles was at the office. Miles went to the office a little later because I actually had a work coffee that I had to do this morning. So he stayed home with her for the first few hours this morning while I went to that. And then he went to the office, and now Chili and I have just been chilling. I literally can't believe that I have a dog. I'm like still so in shock of it. And it's days like this. This also happened to me one day last week where I was just like in the zone with work, doing my thing, and then I looked next to me and I was like, there's a dog. I have a dog. Today kind of felt like that too. I was just in my flow and you were being such a good girl, and then I saw you and I was like, I have a doggo. What the heck? But I was literally just talking about how for like the rest of the summer and leading up to the wedding, my goal is to be like in as normal of a routine as possible, and my goal is to just like get back to normalcy as fast as possible. Like in my last video, that's literally what it was the whole video was like how I'm gonna get back into routine as quick as possible so that I can start feeling normal, you know, the month leading up to my wedding. And now here I am with a dog. So this happened very quick, very spontaneously, but literally like 2 weeks before Miles and I picked up Chili, he saw a posting in his like work email where people post random stuff. They post like concert tickets and, you know, random like Zillow stuff, like random stuff gets posted in there. And Miles saw that a little mini Bernedoodle, I don't even think I've said that's what you are. You're a mini Bernedoodle. She's now like 13 weeks. But yeah, he saw a posting in there and he decided to click it. And he decided not only to click it, but to share it with me. He should not have done that if he wasn't serious about her, because now we have her. But he's actually seen stuff like this before, and we have looked into it and we've decided not to move forward. But what stuck out about little Chili, which at the time she was Petunia, what stuck out about Petunia was that she was already 11 weeks old, and she was being breeded by a woman who lives like 20 minutes from my parents' house in Milwaukee. And I was like, okay, it's an older-ish puppy. Typically, you might pick up puppies around like 8 weeks. I was like, she's already a little older, which will be good for us, because I knew living in a city, I mean, not that I wanted, but I knew that when it came time to get a puppy, it would be kind of tricky to have such a young puppy who had no shots in a city. We were just gonna make it work anyways and probably do like pee pads and stuff like that. But so when I saw that she was 11 weeks, I was like, okay, she's already 11 weeks, probably already has a few shots, probably will be even a little older by the time we pick her up, like, I don't know. And then the whole like being 20 minutes from my parents' house, I was like, is this a sign? So Miles and I were like, you know what? Why don't we just call? And so I called, ended up having like an hour-long conversation with the woman. She is not a breeder, and she just kind of like had her own dog who was a Bernedoodle, and she wanted to breed her own dog, and she was just doing it because she's just like such a dog lover and wanted like the next generation of her own dog. And so it was the dog, like it was Chili's mom's first litter, and she did it like in a family home. And so Chili was raised like from birth in just like a normal family home. It wasn't like at some like breeding, you know, facility or anything like that. And the more I talked to her, the more it just felt right. I haven't talked about it on YouTube yet, but this year, like really only like 3-ish months ago, my childhood dog, that was like my family dog, her name was Lulu. She's a cockapoo. she did pass away, and so that, it's not that that prompted us getting a dog, because we've always wanted a dog, but that kind of made my like yearning to have a dog in my life feel like more. And there's a lot of just like weird coincidences with this woman. Like I mentioned my dog Lulu, she has a Lulu in her life that she's close with. My last name is Stewart and her son's name is Stewart. So it's just like there were some weird parallels, and I just loved that Chili was a little older. I loved that she was being raised by a family, not just like for the business of it, but for the love of it. And so we decided to go ahead with it, but of course we wanted to meet Chili first. And so the original plan was for us to meet Chili, and then we were gonna pick her up after our wedding. But then the more and more we thought about it, we were like, we're gonna meet her, and if we wait until after our wedding, she's gonna be like 18 weeks old already. So we decided that if everything went well and if it felt right when we met her, that we would pick her up that same day. And so that's what happened. So that is how we ended up with a puppy a month before our wedding. And listen, there have been some early mornings and there have been some adjustments, but like, I don't regret a thing. So yeah, now I have a dog and she's been doing so good. There was a really big thunderstorm last night, and she was like, I mean, you could tell that she could hear that there were sounds. Like she was like, what is that? And when we were snuggling in bed before she went in her crate, she did like come closer to us, but she wasn't like scared. Like she wasn't like cowering, like, oh my God, parents, like come comfort me. Like I need you, I'm gonna hide. Like it wasn't like that. It was just kind of like, what is that sound? Like I'm unsure, I'm going to come sit a little closer to you. But ultimately I'm gonna chill and I'm just gonna fall asleep. And she slept through the whole thing last night. We put her in the crate. Of course though, when we put her in the crate, the like biggest bang of the whole storm happened like 2 minutes after we put her in the crate. But she was fine. So yeah, it's been very good. And now we are 3.5 weeks from the wedding. So I think I'm gonna end this video here. And my YouTube posting, it has not been as consistent, just because wedding plus now dog, things have gotten a little jumbled. But I think my plan is just to kind of like gather clips over the next few weeks leading up to the wedding. I'm not gonna put so much pressure on myself to make like a full video make sense every single week, but I do wanna document the next few weeks with Chili and the next few weeks leading up to the wedding. So I'm just kind of gonna film as we do stuff, and then it's time to get married. So yeah, lots of updates happening in life right now, but the point of this video, the update of this video, is that I'm a mommy, mamacita. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. Next up on the train, wedding. How good does it feel to have her greet you? Stop. How good did that feel? You came home from work to a little floof magoof. You did so good. You didn't even bark. Yeah, good girl. Yeah.